Hi, welcome to Dev Talks. You may have come across different social experiments online. Since we felt the need to put across our message, we came up with a social experiment in which we asked the same question to 50 people and received very different answers. Question asked is: did you face any problem during your childhood days?
I did my studies in a schooling for the hearing, from class 1st to 12th, and there were only 3 deaf students including me. We had classes where teachers would take lessons for others, where we would just simply sit through the classes with the least clue on what she was teaching. Later that day, the teacher would cover the whole day's subjects in 1 hour in sign language. The sign language which wasn't proper or perfect. However, they helped us get pass marks, but I have regrets of not getting the gradual development in studies and co-curricular activities.
I used to communicate with my family only through gestures. The struggle to communicate was real. I understood when they spoke. It wasn't so the other way around, and I had real pain trying to express myself. I did lip reading, but at a very slow pace, in a word by word manner. But I wasn't satisfied with this way of communication. Now, the deaf community, we can chat and tease in sign language, but this isn't possible with everyone. During my childhood days, I struggled to communicate with my parents, siblings, and friends since they couldn't understand my language. When I took efforts to communicate with others, they would stare at me, trying to understand the actions and muffled voices with which I was communicating. There were a number of times where I had given up on trying after my efforts went futile. This gave me a hard time, no strong bonds with children of my age.
Maybe making friends. ரொம்ப தான் ஸ்ட்ரகிள்னா ரொம்ப தான் இருந்துச்சு. பட் இப்போனா ஐ ஓவர்கம் இட். அதுக்கு ஸ்ட்ரகிள்ஸ் வந்து
எதிரமா இருக்கலாம்.
As a child, the most agonizing moments were when I had a hard time conversing with my family. I used to communicate by using gestures and also by writing down my words. This wasn't any better in school, where I struggled till my 10th standard. I couldn't understand anything except the practical subjects. As years went by, I taught sign language to my second brother at home and felt better after I got someone to communicate with them freely.
In my family, me and my elder sister is deaf and the rest are hearing. We used to communicate with oralism and gestures. My mother back then just understood the basic gestures like water, fruits, etc. I spoke well word by word, not a full sentence. So the connection between my family in childhood was not so great.
Struggles in என்னோட டாடி தான் வளர்த்தாங்க. ஸோ சின்ன வயசு ஸ்ட்ரகிள்னு வரும்போது நான் மம்மி கூட வளரல. மம்மி வந்து வேற டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம். ஸோ டாடி தான் கஷ்டப்பட்டு வளர்த்தாங்க. ஃபுட் இல்லாமல் கூட நிறைய நாள் இருந்திருக்கோம் ஃபேமிலியாக. அந்த ஸ்ட்ரகிள்ஸ் ஃபேமிலி ஸ்ட்ரகிள்ஸ்
ஸ்ட்ரகிள்ஸ் யோசிச்சா டக்கு நான் எல்லாத்தையும் சோசியல் ஆக மாட்டோம்ன்ற மாதிரி ஆனா அதை ஸ்ட்ரகிள்னு சொல்ல மாட்டேன். மற்றவங்களை அதை பார்க்கும்போது அவங்க எல்லாரும் சோசியலா டக்குன்னு ஆயிடுவாங்க. எனக்கு அது கொஞ்சம் டைம் எடுக்கும். அதை நான் ஸ்ட்ரகிள்னு பார்த்தா இது
During family gatherings like wedding, housewarming, and funerals, where everyone would have a good time conversing with each other, I would feel stranded and lonely in the crowd. My brother used to ask me to pray since he was the conviction that hearing are blessed and being deaf was a hard. These kind of depression thoughts haunted me a lot in childhood days.
This has brought us to the reality of the two different worlds of the deaf and the hearing. On one side, people had to pause for some time to identify or recollect their childhood problems. And while the other group did not spare a minute to answer it. All of them had difficulty communicating, but one group had to learn it the hard way, and it's still not a cakewalk when they have to interact with people in their day-to-day lives. Difficulty in accessing education, availing opportunities, and building networks has definitely widened the gaps between them. It is a herculean task to bridge the gaps. But it is never impossible. It is high time that we put necessary efforts into bridging this gap for the sake of the coming generations. Deaf Talks is on this mission of bridging the gap between the world of the deaf and the hearing, and we seek your support on the same.